Good evening, everyone. Hope y'all are having a good day today. Gonna get me something to drink right here, real fast. Before I start the show, just want to say a thank you to all of you who have subscribed so far. It means a lot. I hope y'all are liking the channel so far. Today, got a couple of doozies on there. Let's see. This one involves a Alabama priest who is being investigated for um, having a private companionship arrangement with a woman that was 17 years old. What is up with these priests? Man, clergyman Robert Sullivan told his congregation he was taking a leave of absence on the 3rd of August. A leave of absence. Every time, like a pastor or a minister or like a clergyman, someone, a priest, who, whatever you want to call them, when they said they needed to take a leave of absence, yeah, you go ahead and chalk it up to they did something they weren't supposed to be doing. A Roman Catholic priest in Alabama is under investigation, church officials. Hey, that's a plus. At least church officials are letting people know. Oh. The accuser, Heather Jones, has also alleged that the clergyman, Robert Sullivan, recently paid her hundreds of thousands of dollars to remain silent about it, a claim she supported with bank records, an email, and a copy of a legal agreement. Okay, so she's 33 now. So this happened a while back, but and he's 61. So about 16 years. So he would have been in his 40s. Oh man. Like why do these priests keep doing all this stuff when they know they've got like memes and jokes and like they're just ragged on because of their history, and they still keep doing the same nonsense. Like, do y'all ever learn? Holy cow! Law enforcement investigators have been reluctant to act in some cases of religious clergy accused of having sexual contact with teens who had reached the legal age of consent, which in Alabama is 16. Really? Alabama is not among the U.S. states with laws that say it is impossible for there to be consensual sexual relationships between clergy and legal adults who are under the cleric's spiritual guidance. Say what? Oh, man. Come on now. I know you get memes and everything about you too and kissing cousins. Oh, my word. Oh, that's what I don't understand. How are people still like? How can people be Catholic and like like the history and you're still Catholic and claiming to be a Christian? I mean, I'm not saying you can't be. I'm just saying, hey, like, I think I just might would just strike out on my own and not be called a Catholic there. Oh, let's see here. What was that other? Oh, here you go. Might be some important news. Drivers warned popular map app used by 130 million people is being discontinued on some mobile phones as updates stop. This is according to the U.S. Sun. Drivers have been issued a warning as a popular app used by 130 million motorists is being discontinued on some mobile carriers. Many drivers now choose to use smartphone navigation and blah, 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 blah. Yes, of course, to avoid traffic jams. However, users of Google own, I didn't know they owned this. So they own Waze and Google Maps. Why would you need two? So the app Waze may soon be unable to access the latest software. The popular app is ending support for millions of Android devices, with the newest versions of the app requiring devices to be running Android 10 or no. Well, who's not running on Android 10? I thought we were on like Android 11. Yeah, Android 10 was back in 2019. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Google owned Waze and Google Maps. I've tried Waze before. I just it just, I don't know. I guess I got so used to Google Maps that it is just not the same anymore. Like I tried Waze, and I mean I'm sure there's a satellite feature, but even in Google Maps, I I solely use the satellite uh, option because it's just easier for me to like find instead of using the street view. That's interesting. Huh. That's going to suck if you do have an old phone on your Android. Let's see. For our next one, this will be more relevant to, well, only relevant to people that live in Texas. So there's going to be 5 new laws that take effect next month. We don't everyone just love new laws, boy. Oh, and I'm sure they are just the greatest thing since homemade bread. You know, Texas is always handing out awesome, well thought out laws. Let's see, what are some of these marvelous laws? Let's see. All public school classrooms in Texas are now required to display the Ten Commandments, making Texas the largest state to enact such a mandate. What? Okay, is it the only state, or is it the? Why do we need to know it's the largest state? Well, we know it's the second largest state. Okay, whatever. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed Senate Bill 10 into law, mandating schools post a 16 by 20-inch poster or framed copy of a specific English version of the Ten Commandments in every classroom effective September the 1st. This is what he said. Texas is where the American dream lives. Uh-huh. Sure. Right. Anyway, Abbott said upon signing the bill, today I signed critical legislation passed in the 89th regular legislative session that protects the safety of Texans and safeguards the individual freedoms that our great state was founded on. Working with the Texas legislature, we will keep Texas the best place to live, work, and raise a family. Okay, you know, I have no problem. Like as a Christian, like I ain't got no problem with the Ten Commandments being in classroom. I think that's great. If you want the Ten Commandments in your classroom, you should be able to have the Ten Commandments in your classroom. Now, do I think it should be law that every classroom have the Ten Commandments? No, it shouldn't be. It should be either up to the school itself or allow teachers to decide if they want to have the class, whatever, the Ten Commandments in their classroom. Now, if the school decides that on their own, that hey, every classroom is going to have the Ten Commandments, hey, no problem. That's the school. But for it to be a law, I don't. I just don't think. I mean, I know it's not federal, so it's state, but I don't know. I just think there are way more important things that they could have been focusing on than this. Not saying it's not important to have follow the Ten Commandments. I'm just saying, government wise, like that high level, I think they could have spent time on some other important stuff. Let's see. Law number 2, prayer in schools. In June, Abbott also signed companion bill to the other one, allowing school districts to provide a voluntarily daily period for students and staff to pray or read religious texts during school hours. So, under this bill, prayers will not be allowed over the intercom system, and prayer time in the place of instructional time is prohibited. It does not require prayer in all public schools, but school districts do have the option to adopt a policy requiring every campus of their district or school to provide students and employees with an opportunity to participate in a period of prayer, reading of the Bible, or other religious texts on each school day. Okay, why didn't they follow that format with the Ten Commandments? Like, that actually sounds more reasonable. Like, leave it up to the school district on whether or not they're going to require it by the teachers or each classroom to have it or whatever. Like, I think that's, to me, that's how you should have done the Ten Commandments thing. Is like what you're doing here with prayer. Like, allow it to be done, and if people choose to participate in it, then that's great. But if they don't, whatever. Freedom of religion. Number 3, law number 3, Life of the Mother Bill clarify, clar, clarifies abortion. Let's see, also known as the Life of the Mother Act, clarifies language used in the 2022 law that banned abortion services statewide. Under this bill, doctors are not required to delay or withhold life saving medical treatment for any pregnant woman. The bill also expands the term life threatening to include any pre existing conditions that might not be actively injuring a patient at the time of treatment. The bill, which enjoyed support from pro life groups such as Texas Alliance for Life and Texas Right to Life, was passed by the Texas Senate in April and signed into law by Governor Greg Abbott on June 20th. Okay, I mean, I guess I don't get the bill here. Just I guess you're just clarifying some stuff. So you gotta write a whole new bill just to clear like you can't go back and like modify a law. You gotta have a whole new bill instead of just modifying the one that's in existence already. I don't know. That was kind of, I don't know. Didn't make any sense. Number four, ban on student LGBT clubs. Public school districts are prohibited from establishing any diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) practices, policies, or activities that reference race, color, ethnicity, ethnic, this, whatever. It's a hard word for me to say. Gender identity or sexual orientation under Senate Bill 12, which takes effect September the 1st. The bill also bans student clubs based on sexual orientation or gender identity, such as gay straight alliance, as well as any institution, guidance, activities, or programming requiring sexual orientation or gender identity to students through 12th grade. So, in other words, the last grade. Recognizing parental rights to their child's moral and religious instruction, medical treatment, and educational choices, SB 12 also allows parents easier access to review library materials and classroom curriculum. Well, I mean, shouldn't it all, like, the school stuff, like, shouldn't the parents all have, like, knowledge of what's going on in the schools? Like, they should be, like, in the know of, like, what the rules, like, anything. I mean, parents aren't supposed to be left in the dark about what kids are learning, what's in the curriculum. I mean, I know not all parents care what their students are learning or being taught or whatever, but a lot do, and they should have the right to know what their children are being taught. And keeping this stuff away from parents, that is ridiculous. Like, no. Number five, establish definitions of sex and gender. Also, starting on September the 1st, Texas will officially recognize legal definitions, man and woman, under Texas House Bill 229, also known as the Women's Bill of Rights. HB 229 defines a man as an individual whose biological reproductive system is developed to fertilize the ova of a female, while a woman is defined as an individual whose biological reproductive system is developed to produce ova. With the signing of HB 229, Texas became the 14th state to codify official definitions of sex, with supporters saying the bill was necessary to protect women's rights, while critics have claimed the law could increase discrimination against trans identified Texans. Okay, how how is this law going to increase discrimination against trans identified Texans? Like, okay, I try not to dwell on politics and stuff because a lot of it I just really don't care about. Believe how you want to believe. I might think your beliefs are dumber than a box of rocks, but that is up to you. But when it comes to this stuff, like it's basic biology. Like, how do you get so confused about it? It's not that confusing. Unless people are like just brainwashing you into believing that, oh man, or like some say, oh man, I was all into boy stuff whenever I was younger, and so I must actually really be a man, even though I was born a female. So I need to change into a man. Nope, nope, nope. Like that's called a tomboy, or it's just called being a country girl. And this is like this is literally just defining because people are losing their marbles that we actually have to codify into law what is a man and what is a woman. That's how loony people have gotten. I mean, I have yet to seen a dog council or a horse council get together and start discussing. Man, dude, I think I'm kind of like I don't think I'm really supposed to be trying to you know hike my leg up and pee in the grass. I think I should be squatting down. I mean, me as a dog, I think I was born in the wrong body. Okay, a male dog and a female dog. You look at that and then you're like, oh hey, you know, there's also only males and females in human beings too. I just don't know how it's complicated. I really don't. And I'm not even like I don't even know how this issue is even political. It is just like from biology wise, how are people getting to this point? Like, what other? Okay, I know there are like lizards and other kinds of stuff that are like, you know, whatever. But to me, it's just common sense. You're either a male or you're a female, and if you're not transgender, well, hey, then you're transgender. If you're going to make that distinction. Oh, man. Let's see. Gotta end on a different note than that. Hmm. Oh, yeah. So, I was going to talk about sports on Monday, but yeah, I got sidetracked. So I'm a Saints fan. My wife is a Cowboys fan. Yeah, they just aren't looking too hot. Overreaction Monday. Well, this is overreaction Wednesday. I think I can safely go out on the limb, especially on the Cowboys. Like, I mean, the the one dude that doesn't really want to be there gets plowed by a referee because he kind of lollygags on the sideline over there, and then boom, gets plowed over. What was that? Well, hey, you got to kind of watch where you're going there, son. I mean, I think he was laughing about it afterwards, though. But yeah, I just don't think the ceiling this year for the Cowboys is very high, and I'm pretty safe to say it's not going to be very high for the Saints either. I mean, the Saints should have blown that game wide open. I mean, they had so many opportunities, and every time just throw them away. Like, are we ever going to get back to? I mean, forget the Super Bowl. That's going to be a while. Can we at least get back to like maybe a 10-6? Like, I'll take 11-6 is 17 games now. I'll take 11-6. I mean, that would be an improvement. Like, I remember the Saints were in like Drew Brees, they went 13-3. I think it was 3 or 4 times. Like, can we at least get back to like close to that? Like at least 11-6, 12-5? And the Cowboys have no problem ever hardly making it to the playoffs. It's just when they do get to the playoffs, it's like, oh, okay, time to go home. We played all the games we need to play. Yeah. Now, I'm hoping that LSU can get their act together and bring LSU out of the darkness of which they have been trotting in since 2019. Like, we don't need another decade of not. I mean, now we have the playoffs, so can we at least make it to the playoffs? I mean, let's see. Since I've been alive, let's see, they won it in 2003. I think officially they tied, whatever. They won in 2003. Then they won in 2007. Then it went like 12-year drought, and then it went until 2009. Even though they went back to the championship game in 2011, had an amazing year that year, blowing people out of the water until it came to Alabama, beat them by 3 points, and then I don't know how, but we have to do them play Alabama again, even though Alabama doesn't even win the um, conference game. Somehow they still end up playing us, and then we lose to them because our quarterback at the time, Jordan Jefferson, I think that's who it was just throwing amazing throws to Alabama receivers or defenders. It's like, what are you doing? That's not your guy. Your guy's over here. That's an Alabama guy. Throw it to this dude. Could should have had. We should have. Let's see what 3, 7, 19, and what is it? 52, 56 or something. We should have at least 5 Super Bowls. But no, dude, got 4. No, not Super Bowls. My bad. Championships. Good gracious. But I see that they did move them up to number LSU to number 9 in the associate poll, and I think the coaches poll. So hey, at least they made it in the top 10. Now I'm pretty sure they'll fall like a rock the very first game because it being I think it's what, Clemson. Of course they're going to probably lose because why wouldn't you? I mean, it's 2 Tiger teams playing against each other, so now, what would that would be hilarious if they lose to every. Oh man, dude, you talk about fans coming unglued. If they lost to all the Tiger teams, Auburn, Missouri, Clemson, we might could handle the Clemson one. But if we lost to Auburn and excuse me, if we lost to Auburn and Missouri, oh man, there'd be riots everywhere in Baton Rouge, and probably rightfully so. Like O'Brien Kelly, he I'm telling you that's probably gonna be his year. If he can, a 9-4 season is not going to cut it. It's just not. Like if he does another 9-4 season, I I really do think he'll be out. I don't know everybody want. Everybody talk about oh man, Coach Gruden coming in. I don't know. I mean, how worse could it get? Be fun to see how he does. But yeah, hopefully we have a better year this year in sports. I mean, besides all reliables, LSU baseball and all that. But yeah, oh man, ready for the weekend. Need to mow the grass, man. Like came a monsoon today. I think we got like 3 inches. It's pretty good. I mean, this year, I don't know, people are hollering, "Oh, it's hot, man! It's so hot!" Haven't felt it. The sun is so more intense this year. Man, shut up. No, it's not. We've had what 4 or 5 days at the most of it being like over 100 degrees. I don't even know if we have had a week's worth of 100 degrees weather. Maybe, like all total. Usually it's just in like the high 90s or mid 90s. I mean, it's gotten like over 100. Like I think the highest I saw was like 103, 102, 103. And after that, and besides that, the others were like 100. That's about it. I mean, this summer's been pretty pretty chill, really. Nothing like some of the other summers, like 18, 21. Man, those were horrible. This like reminds me of 2015 when it like rained and rained and rained and rained and rained. Well, it's been pretty good now. Well, who knows what that means for wintertime? Gonna have another 21. Better hurry and get me a generator, which I need to get anyway. Well, guess that about does it for this episode. Hope y'all have a good evening. And don't forget, people, need to go get your gains. Gotta work on mine. I took a little break. Let's see. Didn't work out yesterday or the day before, so gotta get those muscles pumping again and get those gains and gotta stay active, people. Don't want to get in your 50s and be like, oh man, I'm just getting old. No, you're just not being active. Got to get active, folks. Eat healthy. Not like the KFC I had the other day. Minus that. I've been on a pretty good streak. But, yep. Get my old pre-workout here. I know some people say you shouldn't have it because it's got caffeine and all, but you know, it tastes good. And oh man, look at that! Got to mount it up. Just don't breathe in the powder fumes coming up in there, or you choke. I might talk about. I need to get some stories about CrossFit and gym and stuff. Just haven't really dug into it. I try to follow them sometimes, like on Instagram and stuff, and like CrossFit games and stuff. I mean, I would never do them, but people seem to get hurt too much. But they look fun and stuff. But oh, that's some good stuff. Alrighty, folks. Well, it's time for me to go work out. I hope y'all have a good evening. And once again, thanks to all those who have subscribed to this channel so far. Uh, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the like button. Comment. Have any suggestions or anything, or talk about topics or whatever, feel free. But have a good one, and see you next time.